Once the Avengers mania subsided, Diana continued to work on stage and television. In early February 1969, she returned to A Midsummer Night's Dream, this time co-starring Michael Jaston in a CBS production by the Royal Shakespeare Company for director Peter Hall's more contemporary take on the play. By now, she was reluctant to discuss her star-making role of Mrs. Peel, but did so when prompted. As she told Mark Chivas of the New York Times, "I'm not really a star type." Because of Patrick Macnee's tenure with the series, she thought, his should be the most important part. Though the ghost of Mrs. Peel still haunted her, Diana was not driven enough to banish it. Nor was she fond of self-promotion and the star business, premieres and autographs and things. She preferred the low-key, steady stage work that the Royal Shakespeare Company and other such theater troupes provided. But she still struggled with the split-image screen-stage identity that sometimes confused her fans and critics. While that perception was difficult for her to escape, she did not believe actors have a prescribed route to success to performing on stage or before the cameras. As she relayed at the Oxford Union, "It just depends on you and how lucky you are. I mean, I was immensely lucky." And pragmatic. Rigg trained 1 year in repertoire theater, followed by 5 years at Stratford. She was then cast in The Avengers before going back to Stratford. She was off and running because The Avengers had catapulted her public persona. She became famous, a feat that would have otherwise taken her 20 years on the stage to reach that degree, if that. For her, television was incredibly powerful, incredibly important. But she also felt it restrictive, to the degree that she wanted to keep her options open. For the sake of longevity, Diana frequently felt pulled back to theater, where she found the most faithful audiences of all. Such consistent returns to live performing may have periodically perplexed her Avengers fans, but it also set the stage for broader horizons, soothed her soul, and allowed her to flex her artistic muscles. On The Avengers, Emma Peel and John Steed regularly escaped peril, often allowing Diana and Patrick Macnee the luxury of directing themselves. But with live theatrical productions such as A Midsummer Night's Dream, Rigg did what she was told, even if that decision did not always prove productive. For example, the Dream cast was instructed to perform at a much slower pace than normal, which Rigg found burdensome. Also in 1969, Diana, at a relatively high point in her career with regard to film and television, was just about to be seen in the extravagant period movie The Assassination Bureau and on Her Majesty's Secret Service, the latter a James Bond production. But for some reason, she opted to perform in inexpensive, dialogue-less, German-produced movies like Mini Killers, which was produced in Super 8 format and filmed in Spain. As one reviewer, VB2, suggested on IMDb, "My personal guess is that she needed to prove some kind of legal reason or need to be a resident of Spain in order to buy property there. So she made this couple of quickies to say to the authorities, 'Look, I work in Spain, so I have a need to live here.' Then she bought her holiday home." None of which is a review of the film, VB2 continued, so I will just say it is cheap, but not without a kind of amateurish charm.